The Return of Morgan and Fingal by Edwin Arlington Robinson. Read for LibriVox.org by Sonia. The Return of Morgan and Fingal. And there we were together again, we three. Morgan, Fingal, fiddle and all, they had come for the night with me. The spirit of joy was in Morgan's wrist, there were songs in Fingal's throat, and secure outside for the spray to drench was a tossed and empty boat. And there were the pipes, and there was the punch, and somewhere were 12 years. So it came, in the manner of things unsought, that a quick knock vexed our ears. The night wind hovered and shrieked and snarled, and I heard Fingal swear. Then I opened the door, but I found no more than a chalk-skinned woman there. I looked, and at last, "What is it?" I said. "What is it that we can do?" But never a word could I get from her, but you three, it is you. Now the sense of a crazy speech like that was more than a man could make, so I said, "But we are what, we three?" And I saw the creature shake. "Be quick," she cried, "for I left her dead, and I was afraid to come. But you three, God made it be, will ferry the dead girl home." Be quick, but listen to that! Who is it that makes it? Hark!" But I heard no more than a knocking splash, and a wind that shook the dark. "It is only the wind that blows," I said, "and the boat that rocks outside." And I watched her there, and I pitied her there. Be quick, she cried. She cried it so loud that her voice went in to find where my two friends were. So Morgan came, and Fingal came, and out we went with her. 'Twas a lonely way for a man to take, and a tedious way for three, and over the water and all day long they had come for the night with me. But the girl was dead, as the woman had said, and the best we could see to do was to lay her aboard. The north wind roared, and into the night we flew. 4 of us living, and 1 for a ghost, furrowing crest and swell, through the surge and the dark for that faint far spark, we ploughed with Azrael. 3 of us ruffled and 1 gone mad, crashing to south we went, and 3 of us there were too spattered to care what this late sailing meant. So down we steered, and along we tore, through the flash of the midnight foam. Silent enough to be ghosts on guard, we ferried the dead girl home. We ferried her down to the voiceless wharf, and we carried her up to the light, and we left the 2 to the father there, who counted the coals that night. Then back we steered through the foam again, but our thoughts were fast and few, and all we did was to crowd the surge, and to measure the life we knew. Till at last we came where a dancing gleam skipped out to us, we three, and the dark wet mooring pointed home like a finger from the sea. Then out we pushed the teetering skiff, and in we drew to the stairs, and up we went, each man content with a life that fed no cares. Fingers were cold and feet were cold, and the tide was cold and rough, but the light was warm and the room was warm, and the world was good enough. And there were the pipes, and there was the punch, more shrewd than Satan's tears. Fingal had fashioned it all by himself, with a craft that comes of years. And there we were together again, we three. Morgan, Fingal, fiddle and all, they were there for the night with me. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.